You are given great knowledge, but it will also be put to great tests. And existence will expect great from you.
It feels like an adventure. It feels like an adventure, Guruji.
An adventure, it is an adventure, you know, it is the greatest adventure that can be undertaken by the human mind. That's why if you're aware, you know, conscious and aware, you accept it as it is, you accept the fall, the rise, everything. It is an adventure, the greatest one, you know. That's why I was telling you, you're sitting here, you are eating, now you are not eating, when we are eating, or anything, you're seated here, you're in the presence of somebody who is enlightened, who is cosmic conscious. It is a whole process, even for your own enlightenment, because all the things that we are doing together, we are eating, each time I'm throwing bits and pieces of wisdom, you know, all this will contribute to one day make you become a master, maybe a great master, who knows? And who knows, many people will follow you, and who knows, many people will transform. So that's why I'm saying this moment, I mean, each moment being in the presence of a master, and even in your daily life when you're meditating, when you are doing your austerity, you know, your tapasya to become more aware, to become transformed, is such a sacred, such intense, you know, especially when we are here together, we're speaking, the vibration here, you're all listening, is something so intense. But if you're unconscious, then it was just a moment when you miss something that is great. If you're sleeping, even you are looking at me, but inside you are sleeping, and you miss. That's why in front of my here, if you're very much awake and alert, relax though. I remember, just imagine, I should say, well, remember also would fit here, when Jesus was going to be on the cross, you know. He was going on the cross, and that day I think he has fasted. He went in the garden of Bethsemane, the garden where he was arrested, you know. He told his disciple, wait here, I'm going to pray. And he said, you keep awake and watch so that you do not fall into temptation. You know, so that the devil does not come. He spoke in a different language, traditional language, devil and all things. So he went there and he was praying. And the Bible, this is how it is described. When he was praying, his whole body became red like blood. Now, do you imagine the vibration, the intensity of his prayer and the environment, the vibration that was, you know, at that moment? This is something very intense. Somebody was going to sacrifice his life for his disciples. A master was going to sacrifice his life for his disciple on the cross. When he came, the disciple was sleeping. He said, he was sad. He said, you're sleeping. You know, that was very intense, you know. So that's why I want you to develop, I told you during the day, I want you to develop this this mind that can appreciate the awe and wonder of every moment of your life. Even if not everywhere in the life, or even why not of the whole universe? Because your life, maybe I'm always maybe reprimanding you, telling you things, but you know, a master appreciates the sacredness of your life. It's not because if you have certain weaknesses, even if you're say a betrayer, he's appreciating it, but he feels sad that it could be otherwise. You could lessen your suffering, and it could be otherwise, because he appreciates it, because it's not the first time. You have taken many incarnations, and maybe you have done your best. You have done a lot of austerities, you have meditated, you have loved, and maybe even, you know, served the master. But here now you're falling because of your stupid beliefs or whatever it is. But even a master, he appreciates. Don't think that a master takes you to be a mere worm. Because the master knows that the very soul that he is, that is enlightened, that enlightened state, you also, your potential is the same thing. But it's only that you're not yet aware. There is still exists some impression of your ego that is there, that is creating all the trouble. So it's good that you understand, even in the eyes of masters, you're the best among people. Even if you tell me somebody there who has no weaknesses at all and is very good doing this and that, I would still prefer and choose people who are on the path, even though they have few weaknesses. It's completely different. Don't think that people meditate, they don't get married, they're vegetarian and they're thinking bhajang or whatever. No, it's not like this. People who are meditating, who are on the spiritual path, though they are falling and rising, they're the best among men. That has to be understood. Now this fellow has been with me for many incarnations, and there are things that is deep inside, he doesn't even know what is happening to him. That's why you see, despite everything happening, he's always, you don't remember anything. We do remember.
Who has been with you the longest? For all the incarnation.
Yeah. This is the secret. There's then some secrets that masters don't reveal. And that's not very important for now, one day. But there are many who have been here from many, even maybe millions of years, who knows. And all the things that have happened in Mauritius and here, it has a connection with many thousand years back. I told you I've been once, maybe you don't remember. It has been.
Even before the time of Christ?
Oh yes, much before.
Before that as
yeah,
well,
much before, yeah. Much before.
From the days of Krishna, no?
Even before.
Before that? It's a problem, isn't it?
No, you know what happened is that we don't live together here. I'm in Mauritius. There's a lot of things that happen in daily life. People, if you should be aware when you watch. Suppose you decide you are in the secret service and you're given to watch somebody from a morning, evening for many years, then you get to understand a lot of things. But just like my consciousness is just like this, so I'm witnessing a lot of things from eternity. So I understand a lot of things. And people have been with me for many incarnations and since, so they understand a lot of things. They understand, they can put the puzzle together, this and that, you here and this. But very, very subtle level. But there's certain things you cannot tell people, they have to realize, If I tell people, they can believe, they cannot don't believe. So it makes no sense. So you realize something that, nobody can take it from me. That's why, remember, during the day you told me about, there's a fear that you fall and you think so, but if you choose not to do it, if you know your weakness, that there's a possibility that you can fall, you would also know what are the things that can make you fall. So then you have to start working upon them. Remember? Well, 5 more minutes and we go. Because we ate a bit late, the second part.
Second part?
Yeah.
Instead of dessert.
Yeah. Wow, this is a good indication. It's time to go.
Guruji, I'm still stuck there. I don't know.
No, but at times it's not very difficult. It's also very difficult. I have been giving you, everybody, all the things, that is necessary. I've been saying a lot of things. Now you simply have to just work on it. I was saying the very first thing for people who are on the path is, the first and the priority to meditate, to become spiritual. It should be something from deep inside. And you had two beautiful experiences, revelation I should say. First, the one where you saw Guruji and the child. This is you definitely, his message to you. You're having a child. The second thing is, you answered both questions, but it was not from deep. That's why your high self wasn't satisfied. You say, no, it has to be something. Say it from deep inside. So, for example, say to somebody, I love you. A woman will know when you say that, how much sincere you are, no, and how much you're not sincere. So it has to be something deep first. Then, as I told you, purity of heart, regular practice, and just be yourself. Make it a priority of priority. If it is not a priority, you won't give enough time to meditate. Now, just remember, just imagine from your study to now, so many things have told you. Do you know how much time and energy it is needed to meditate on all this? So now you know what to do. If you want to make a life here, it's your choice. If you want to make meditation a priority, then definitely the Lord will make a way for you. Of course, there will be a lot of tests. Otherwise, you will always find pretext to do things. And today you buy a house, tomorrow you buy a car, tomorrow you buy this, children, and this, and that. You go on, and one day you become old. And I was telling Guru Maharaj, we always speak about things. The Maya, if I say it in a traditional way, the devil has so many subtle ways to pull you away from the path of righteousness. Now, for example, tomorrow you become a father. Looking after your child will be a sacred duty. But do you imagine when you have a child, remember when you get married, you have to share a great amount of mental, emotional and physical energy. And tomorrow you have a second child. Again, another half. Tomorrow something else. Again and again. See what happens. So many ways to pull you away. So you should be very aware and careful. Because there's 10 things that you have to decide. There's 10 things that cannot be. For example, I cannot tell not to get married. I can give a hint. I say, if you get married, this will happen. I cannot tell him I cannot tell you, for example, not to become a father. But definitely, when you become, something will happen. Emotionally, physically, so many. Not only that, so many things will have. So many engagements, so many responsibilities. I suppose tomorrow you do a second work. I can't tell you not to work because so many things happen in the past. People have laid so many responsibilities. Because of him, we didn't do that. We didn't do this. So there are things you have to decide. I cannot live the life of a person because in my satsang I will give you so many indications and you have to choose. Okay, friends. Na 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 na.